Welcome to our programming channel. Today in CSharp we are going to see pyramid pattern of stars. Pattern first. First we are going to see this kind of pyramid pattern. These are the rows and these are the columns. This is row first, second, third, fourth, fifth. This is column first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th row starts from 1 and increments till 5. So, in outer for loop of rows, row is equal to 1, row plus plus. In each row, we can see some spaces and star. In first row, we can see space starts from first column and increments till fourth column. So in inner for loop of space, space is equal to 1, space plus plus. Here also we can see spaces, but we consider only spaces before star. Row starts from 1 and increments till 5. So condition in outer for loop of rows will be row less than or equal to 5, and if rows are according to user input, then condition will be row less than or equal to total rows. When row is 1, then spaces are 4, means 5 minus 1, and 1 is row. Here also when row is 2, then spaces are 3, means 5 minus 2, and 2 is row. So condition in for loop of space, space is equal to 5 minus row, and when user input, then condition will be space is equal to total rows minus row. We are printing space here, so console.write space. After printing spaces, we need to print star on the same line. So we have to take for loop of star. This will be second inner for loop. We can see on first row 1 star, on second row 2 stars. In this way 3 stars, 4 stars, and on fifth row 5 stars. So we can see star starts from 1 and increments till 5. So in inner for loop of star is equal to 1 star plus plus. We can see that on first row 1 star is printed. On second row 2 stars are printed. On third row 3 stars are printed. On fourth row 4 stars are printed. On fifth row 5 stars are printed. So printing of stars depends on row. So condition in inner for loop of star less than or equal to row. We are printing stars. So console.write star, but we can see on second row star is printed and also one space is printed, and then second star and space after second star is printed. We can see this in all rows. So we have to print console.write star space. First we will declare variables. We are taking integer variable row for outer for loop of row, integer variable space for inner for loop of space, integer variable star for inner for loop of star. Row starts from 1 and increments till 5. So in outer for loop of row, for row is equal to 1, row less than or equal to 5, row plus plus. Space starts from column 1 and increments according to 5 minus row. So in inner for loop of space, for space is equal to 1, space less than or equal to 5 minus row, space plus plus, and we have taken this for loop for printing space. So console.write space, and we are printing immediately star after space or spaces on the same row. So second inner for loop is for star. Star printing depends on row, and according to row star increments from 1 to number of row. Means on first row 1 star, on second row 2 stars, on third row 3 stars. So printing of star depends on row. So for loop is For star is equal to 1, star less than or equal to row, star plus plus, and we are printing star. So after star we are printing one space also. So we are printing star with space. So one space here. So console.write star space. And for changing new line, and console.readline. If we run the program, we get the pyramid pattern of 5 rows. Here we can print only 5 rows. If we want to print any number of rows, for that we are taking total rows variable. We have displayed the message for user with console.writeLine enter total rows. We want to store user input or total rows in this variable total rows. So total rows is equal to console.readline, and this variable is integer variable, so we need to convert user input into integer format. So convert, and we want one space, so here console.writeline, console.writeline space, and here instead of 5 total rows, and in for loop of space also instead of 5 total rows. So here condition is row less than or equal to total rows, and in inner for loop of space condition is space less than or equal to total rows minus row. If we run the program, enter total rows 5, then first pyramid pattern having 5 rows, enter total rows. If we enter 7, then first pyramid pattern with 7 rows. We can enter any number of rows and we get the pyramid pattern. Enter total rows 5. We have entered total rows 5, so total rows are 5, 1 less than or equal to 5. Condition is true. Total rows minus row, 5 minus 1 is equal to 4. So 1 less than or equal to 4 condition is true. One space is printed. So here one space is printed. Now space incremented. Then becomes 2. 2 less than or equal to 4 condition true. Second space is printed. Space becomes 3. 3 less than or equal to 4 condition is true. Third space is printed. 4 less than or equal to 4 condition becomes true. Fourth space is printed. Space incremented and becomes 5. 5 less than or equal to 4 condition becomes false. So control has came out from inner for loop of space and entered into inner for loop of star. Star is 1, row is equal to 1. So 1 less than or equal to 1 condition is true. Star with space is printed. So here star and one space is printed. Star incremented and becomes 2. 2 less than or equal to 1 condition becomes false. Control has came out from inner for loop of star and with console.write line is changed. So here line is changed. Now row incremented and becomes 2. So here 2 less than or equal to 5 condition is true. Now space is 1, total rows are 5 and row is 2. So 5 minus 2 so is equal to 3. Total rows minus row is 3. So 1 less than or equal to 3 condition is true. One space is printed. So here one space is printed. So 2 less than or equal to 3 condition is true. One space is printed. 3 less than or equal to 3 condition is true. So again one space is printed. So now space incremented and becomes 4. 4 less than or equal to 3 condition becomes false. So control has came out from inner for loop of space and entered into inner for loop of star. Star is 1 and row is 2. So 1 less than or equal to 2 condition is true. Star and space is printed. So here star and space is printed. Now star is incremented and becomes 2. 2 less than or equal to 2 condition is true. So star and space is printed. Star and space is printed. Star incremented and becomes 3. 3 less than or equal to 2 condition is false. So control has came out from inner for loop of star and with console.write line is changed. So here line is changed. Row incremented and becomes 3. In this way all the 5 rows will be printed. In this way we get first pyramid pattern of star. This is second pyramid pattern. In this pattern, after star we cannot see any space. All the logic for this pattern will be same. Means initialization and increment in outer for loop of row, and initialization and increment in inner for loop of space, condition in outer for loop of row, condition in inner for loop of space, then this console dot write space in for loop of space, and here initialization and increment in inner for loop of star. All these things or all the logic till here will be same for second pattern. If we see here, on first row 1 star, on second row 3 stars, means we can say that if we multiply a row, means if we multiply 1 by 2, then we get 2, and if we subtract 1 from this 2, we get 1. If we multiply this 2 by 2, then we get 4, and if we subtract 1 from that 4, we get 3. Means here, according to this, row multiply by 2 minus 1. In this way, stars are printed. In this way, on first row 1 star is printed, on second row 3 stars are printed. In this way, on third row and fourth row also stars are printed, and on fifth row 9 stars are printed. So condition in inner for loop of star is star less than or equal to row multiplied by 2 minus 1, and here we cannot see any space after star. Console.write star. So in second pattern here, condition is star less than or equal to row multiply by 2 minus 1, and here star, and if we run the program, we get second pyramid pattern of star of 5 rows, and if we want any number of rows for second pyramid pattern, then total rows variable console.writeLine enter total rows is equal to convert to int 32 console.readline, and then console.writeLine space, and here in outer for loop, instead of 5 total rows, and in inner for loop of space total rows minus row. So in outer for loop of row, condition is row less than or equal to total rows, and in inner for loop of space, condition is space less than or equal to total rows minus row. And if we run the program, enter total rows, if we enter 5, we get second pyramid pattern with 5 rows. Enter total rows, if we enter 7, we get second pyramid pattern of star with 7 rows. In this way, we can enter any number of rows and we get second pyramid pattern of star. That's all for pyramid pattern of star in C#. In our channel, there are regular uploads of programming related videos. So for latest updates, please subscribe the channel and like and share videos. Thanks for watching.